Good morning and welcome to BOTB HQ in Parsons Green, South West London. My name is Christian Williams, a presenter here at BOTB, and we're here this morning to judge the latest dream car competition, which ran from the 8th to the 14th of February 2021. And just before I hand over to the lawyer this morning, once again, massive congratulations to last week's winner of the dream car competition, Kai Sellers, winning a brand new Ford Ranger Raptor plus £70,000. I'd now like to pass over to Charlie HANSOM from Onside Law, who will oversee the proceedings this morning.
My name's Charlie HANSOM from Onside Law, and I'll be overseeing the judging this morning. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has already been sent to the auditing company Assets. I would now like today's judges to introduce themselves and, using the secure link provided, mark on the screen where they think the centre of the ball should be. The group will then come to a final panel decision.
Good morning, my name is Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee and footballer.
My name is Chloe Morgan and I'm a goalkeeper for Crystal Palace Women.
Good morning, my name's Peter GEORGIou and I am a futsal and football referee.
I'm Nigel Hicks. I've been a Supply League match official for the best part of 30 years and I'm an experienced football administrator.
Hi, my name is Ari Mendonca. I've been involved in football for over 30 years, firstly as a player and then as a referee.
Good morning, my name is Leo Donnellan. I'm an ex-professional football player, having been with Chelsea, Fulham and Leyton Orient.
Good morning, my name's Hugh Gilroy. I'm a referee, mentor, tutor and observer.
Hi, my name's RENEE HECTOR and I play football for Watford FC Women and I'm a coach for Tottenham Hotspur Foundation.
Hi, my name is Kieran FITZGIBBON. I've played football for more than 30 years and am now a senior county referee.
Hi, I'm Matthew Ray. I've affiliated in multiple counties across England, currently in Gloucestershire, and have refereed from grassroots through to professional academies.
Judges, please now come to a final panel decision. For your reference, the larger white cross is the calculated average of the 10 individual selections.
Thanks very much, Charlie. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
So we have three players actually in shot in the picture. The guy in white with the mauve shorts is airborne. He obviously is just jumping up and looking towards the ball. We've got the player just behind him in blue. We've got two eyes looking straight up. The player in the foreground here is just looking in the general direction, and we've got an official or a manager on the side and someone in the stand. But let me just start by drawing some lines up from this player. There's quite a narrow band up from him. I think we're all in agreement that the ball is above that player. It's just height, really. And then from this player in white, you just see his eye, a little bit of white underneath his eye. And so it's a fairly tight cluster going up and a little bit wider. I went for the view because of this eye here with a bit of white underneath. I sort of went more vertical than everybody. I think I'm slightly over to the left, just above where Leo is. Leo, your thoughts on this photograph? I'll highlight you there. How did you feel?
Yeah, hi Matt. Yeah, like you said, the players, he's got 2 feet are off the ground, so I believe he's just approaching the ball to head the ball. He's fairly relaxed in his body shape as he's unopposed. And yeah, it's just a matter of how high you think the ball is, Matt.
Yeah.
I always say this, obviously he's going to use his forehead to head the ball. And I think it's coming down to him and he's got a free header. But yeah, just judging his eye line predominantly. It's just a matter of how high you think it is.
Yeah. And Peter, I'm highlighted you're there just below this calculated average. What are your thoughts on this?
Can't really add any more to what Leo just said. I just thought it was just slightly more to the right of your two. So again, it's all to do with the height of the ball, and like you say, it's a nice tight cluster vertically from the player in blue and black down below.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. What I'll do is I'll take you, Nigel, next. You're the lowest of the selections, just slightly below Kieran's choice. How did you see this?
Yeah, morning everyone. Thanks, Matt. Well, I mean, I think two things for me. Firstly, I did see the white under the eye. I think there's a bit of light reflection in there as well, which is possibly as a factor that I wanted to take into account. Also, I felt seeing how high in the air the player in white is compared, for example, to the player in blue. So he's like waist height jumping already. Yeah. I felt that was why I felt the ball was nearer. I thought for him to be that high up in the air already, then the ball must be fairly close, because he can't be jumping much higher than that. So the ball must be sort of some proximity of him. Otherwise he'd either still be on his way up, or he would never reach the ball at that height. That was why I put it there.
Yeah, sure. And Kieran, you're just above Nigel's choice. Did you see that in the same way?
Thanks, Matt. Yes, more or less. I mean, I do feel the player in white is imminently going to head the ball, and if the ball was coming in at any kind of pace, it would be further away. So given where he's almost at the top of his jump. I feel that the ball's got to be in a position soon for him to be able to head the ball. That's why I placed it there.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. Renee, you're just slightly to the right of this sort of cluster of 7 and sort of on the bottom of a sort of the choice of 3 of you. How did you see this?
Yeah, similarly to everyone else, to be honest. I feel like the ball is imminent, so he's clearly towards the top of his jump. So he's either going to head the ball or try and get the ball down pretty soon. The only reason I've gone a little bit more to the right of the screen is just because of the player at the bottom in black and blue. If you zoom in on his eyes, I just feel like he's looking ever so slightly over to his left. So that's just why my cross was a little bit.
Yeah, there's 3 of you just almost in a perfect line up from this player. So I would suggest that they would concur with that. I mean, Ari, you're just above Renee. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I had the same view as well. I felt that the player in blue is almost static, looking up, and he has these. We can see his both eyes over there. That was my first lines that I draw. It was exactly the player in blue, and then the reason that I went slightly higher when I zoomed the eye of the player in white. I saw a lot of his of white on his eye, and as well, I felt that his arms are not fully engaged yet. That's why I felt that the ball is still as a way to go until he heads it.
Okay, thank you. And Hugh, I'll go to you because you're above Aries here, at the top choice. Have you got anything else to add to that, or do you sort of concur with Renee and Ari?
No, I agree with Renee and Ari. I think the big thing for me was a player in white. You can see a lot of the whites of his eyes, so you can see how kind of steeply he's looking up. So that for me was a big factor. And I agree, the player in blues just slightly looking to his right, very slightly.
Yeah, thank you. And if I go a little bit lower to towards this calculated average, Chloe, do you see the picture any differently other than the player going up to head the ball? I mean, he's got a bit of sweat coming off his brow, which would suggest he's in motion. But how did you see this?
Yeah, I think I've got very little to add, I suppose, to what's already been commented on. But obviously, I've taken the eye line from both the blue and the white player, and to me, the ball seems to be coming down fairly steeply, given how the outstretched neck of the blue player. So I've gone sort of more towards the higher end of the crosses. But no, it looks to me like the ball's coming down quite steeply, and the white player's just about to head on. So yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much. And lastly, I've left the closest choice to last. Matthew, if I highlight, where's you? There, you're just to the left and just below this calculated average. And how did you see this?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much on the same trajectory as Renee and Ari. I do think that the player in white's looking fairly steep upwards, but I just see the player in blue. It's almost on a vertical, slightly over to my right. So that's why I've placed it where I have.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I mean, there seems to be two schools of thought. There's the three in line over to the blue players sort of left side, right side as we're looking at the photograph, and the seven of us slightly further over to the left as we're looking at the photograph. What I'd like to do is, if I remove Ari and Hughes, the calculated average just comes into here. And if I put the magnifier on as over the top of it, sort of encompasses us all again. If I put Hugh and Ari's back in, which are obviously valid choices, the spread is a bit further, and it takes three of the choices out: Nigel, Hugh, and Ari. And I think from what the majority of the judges have said, and obviously the seven closer to this white player, that I believe that the ball is a little bit closer to the white one than both Hugh and Ari's choices. So I'd like to go to a vote to judge the competition with the calculated average with both Hugh and Ari removed. I fully understand why there is the difference in the spread, but as a panel, I think we need to ensure that our choice that we give the players is as tight as it can possibly be. And I think this is the best way to do that, and also with what all you judges have said about the way this picture is viewed and where the ball is. So can I go to you, Chloe, first? Just a yes, no, and whether we should judge without Ari and Hugh, please.
Yeah, I think I'd be happy to judge without Hugh and Ari, just based on the fact the cluster is so tight. I think without those two coordinates.
Yeah, thank you very much, Peter.
Yeah, happy with that.
Yeah, Nigel.
Yeah, same, happy with that. I think the ball's in a credible position, and it's consistent with the judging we've had before, where we try and keep the crosses that are within the circumference of the circle. Yeah,
thank you. And Ari?
Yes, I agree with your point.
Yeah, thank you very much. Leo?
Yeah, without.
Hugh?
Yeah, best cluster.
Great, thank you. Renee?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Lovely. Kieran?
Yes, Matt, happy with that.
Yeah, and lastly, Matthew.
Yeah, happy with that too.
Okay. Thanks, Charlie. We've decided to judge at the average with Hugh and Ari's choices removed, which brings the calculated average sort of right into the middle of the choices of the rest of the 8 judges.
Great, thanks, Matt. So if you're all happy, please click submit. Thank you, judges. So the coordinates selected are 1, 3, 6, 6, 5, 6, 4. These coordinates will now be passed to the auditing company assets to calculate the winner of the competition, and they will then inform BOTB. That concludes the judging process. Thank you.